Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually going to do a tag video, something that I have not done in a long time. Now what this tag is the EyeShadow Junkie tag, and I was tagged by Candice, and I was tagged a while ago, so I'm so sorry, Candice. I just have not had the time to get to this, but I'm excited that I finally do. I will leave her channel down below. Make sure you guys check her out. She is another YouTuber who is on the smaller side, but is a no bullshit kind of girl. Like, she's not gonna lie to you. She's upfront, she's blunt, she's entertaining and funny as hell. So make sure you check her out. I will have her in the description box. I don't know what that was. So yeah, let's get into this. There are 10 questions, and the first one is your favorite drugstore eyeshadows. Now my favorite drugstore eyeshadows at the moment are two palettes, and they're pretty much the only ones that I have. And the first one is Wet n Wild's Comfort Zone. Now this shocked me, as most of you know, that I got this after everybody else had it. And I love it. I absolutely love this. I use it all the time. The colors are right up my alley. Like, this is, if I could make my own palette, these colors is what it would be made of. So I absolutely love these. They're so pigmented. They just are amazing. So this is definitely a favorite. And a newer favorite of mine that I've been trying out is the City Colors Smoky palette. Had no idea. A lot of City Colors that I've tried out was just okay, you know, or a lot of it, I know that I have a contour palette that kind of blew me out of the water, which was amazing, and some of it really sucks. So this is a palette that I've been using that I was like, whoa, it's just right up there with the Wet n Wild palette. It's really amazing, pigmented, easy to blend. So this was another shocker and something that I've really been enjoying. So those are my two favorites. Number 2 is what is my favorite eyeshadow primer, and that should not be surprising to anybody if you watch my channel. That is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I literally only use this. This is the only thing that I use. I'm sure that there are others out there that are just as good, but I get this size for $10. Usually when it's on sale. I think it might be a little bit more when it's not, but it's usually always on sale. And it lasts me over a year. And it's just perfect for my eyelids because I have oily eyelids, so, and they crease a lot, so this works amazingly for me. Number 3 is the first eyeshadow I ever purchased, and do I still have it? No, I do not. My first was, I think it was either a 6 or 8 pan little Maybelline palette, and I had it for so long that one of the eyeshadows had fallen out, and if I can find it, I'll show you guys a picture. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it. It was so long ago. I mean, a long time ago. So I don't even know if they still have it, but it was the only thing that I used, the only eyeshadow that I had, and I had it all the way up until I started my channel. And then when I started getting new products, started finding out about high-end and other affordable things online that you can't get in drugstore, it kind of got passed along. It probably got thrown away, to tell you the truth, because it was looking kind of bad. Number 4 is your most underrated and overrated palettes. So for underrated palettes, for what I have in my collection, I would have to go with the Cargo palettes. I do know that some of the Cargo palettes are hit and miss, which might be a reason why they're so underrated, but I think Cargo as a brand is so underrated, and I don't understand why, because a lot of their stuff is amazing. Like, a lot of their stuff that I have and I own and I've tried are hits versus misses. These two palettes are probably one of my favorite palettes. They're not my top favorite palettes, but they are something that I really enjoy using. I love them. The first one is the Shanghai palette from Cargo, and the brushes that come with them are double-ended and spectacular. You can still actually use them, like the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. You can still use the actual applicator for it, and that's a plus. But this is a Shanghai, and it's beautiful. Absolutely love it. It pretty much consists of all shimmery shadows. It's more of a nighttime palette. Totally underrated. Totally. And then there's a Vintage Escape palette, which is an autumn palette, and it double-ended. Amazingness. But this is literally like a fall palette. I mean, it says autumn, hot cocoa, crisp. There's just the names of it, you guys. Like, this is an amazing palette, and I actually got this off All Cosmetic Wholesale, and they have a whole kit that you can get with the palette, and I think it's under $40. Like, it's super cheap, and this is a palette to have. But overrated, I would have to say the Naked little basics that they have. I think that for how much these cost, They're amazing if you don't already have these types of shadows, but a lot of us are already neutral women. Like, we already had our neutrals, so it's not really necessary. And I do find the formula on these very powdery, so they're not a better formula than any other neutral eyeshadow that I have. So I find myself barely ever using these. So, I mean, while I love it, and if I was traveling, this would be an amazing little thing to carry with me. But as someone who just does their makeup every now and then, you know, in their room and doesn't really go out too much, doesn't travel a lot, this is very overrated for me, and I just think that they weren't really necessary. They weren't that necessary, and if they were, they should have been like 10 bucks, honestly. That's pretty much what they're worth to me, in my opinion. Number 5 is my favorite color eyeshadow. I'm a neutral person, so pretty much any cream. I would have to say my favorite all-time kind of color is a really shimmery gold, you know, like a champagne. I've always loved those colors so much, no matter what kind of formulation, a cream, a stick, a powder, loose pigment, anything. I really love a good champagne or a really good shimmery gold. Number 6, what is my drugstore dupe? I would have to say it comes from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, and it is one of their definer shades. And it is this definer shade right here. And this is, it's kind of like a two-tone, you know, like you move it and it changes colors from like a blue to almost a maroon. And it reminds me a lot of an eyeshadow that Manny MUA was really hyping up there for a while. I think Morphe has a shadow like this. I think that MAC has a shadow like this, or a pigment like this. And I think that it's a really, really good dupe. Number 7, my favorite single eyeshadow. Well, I would have to say that would be the DYNA Baked Eyeshadows. I love these. They are so pigmented. I got them in a friend mail from Tina, so thank you, Tina. I am still using and loving these so much. They're baked, but they're so pigmented. I haven't even had to use these wet. Like, I don't even have to use them wet. They're just amazing, but you can use them wet, and they're even more amazing. But seriously, when you get something that's baked and you don't even really need to use it wet, that's when you know you have a good shadow, guys. Like, that's when you know it's good, because even if you use it wet, it's gonna be bomb. So love these single shadows. Want to get more for sure. Number 8 is my favorite cream shadow. Now I cheated because I can't pick one. When it comes to cream shadows, those are my favorite types of shadows to work with, and I can't pick one. I can't. But I did pick 4, and the first one is from Jouer, something that I love these. They're totally overpriced and such a pain in the butt, but I have this one in Galaxy, and it is amazing. I love the flower cream shadows. I have this one in Marigold. Oh, they are so underrated and so good. I have the Tarte cream shadows, which are amazing as well. And then, of course, ColourPop. ColourPop, hands down. They're just great. Number 9, my favorite neutral shadows. That would just be neutral shadows. I don't really have any favorites. I think maybe out of the Chocolate Bar palette, there's a lot of neutrals in there that I use on the daily. I love that. And number 10 is my favorite palette ever, and to be honest, I might be cheating here a little bit, but it's one of my Z palettes, and it's one of my newer Z palettes that has all of my Belfier eyeshadows in them, because I'm just honestly in love with these. They are my favorite. I have to tell myself not to continuously use them and get ready with these, to not continuously use them, period, to branch out and use other things in my collection, but this is by far my favorite, and I think in a lot of ours just are Z palettes, because we make what we want out of it, so you know what's in here is something that you like, use, and love. So, you know, I definitely think it's a Z palette. I have 3 different Z palettes right now, and they all consist of things that I use daily. So that is my eyeshadow junkie tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will tag a few people and leave them down in the description box below, so make sure you check that and see if you were on it, because I want you guys to do it too. And it's okay if you take as long as I did, because I took a really long time and I feel like a jerk. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!